everyone, and welcome to The Courageous Survivor. It is October 20th, so it is my 51st birthday. And I'm not exactly sure why I feel so different today, but I absolutely do. And I think that it's a part of that, so when doctors, not when my neurologist told me that I probably wouldn't be 50, I mean, literally my whole 50th year, I just kept thinking I wanted to brag about oh, I hit 50. But then I keep thinking there was a part of me that was what if I die before I turn 51? Then they're right. And then I have to eat, and it was so dumb. But there is this weight off of me right now. And this sense of freedom, because they were wrong. And even if I would have passed away this morning, I hit 51. And I know that that's probably dumb for other people to kind of hear me say, but for someone who has a lot of childhood trauma, I unfortunately still let people's words get to me. And so now I'm in this Paula phase of life is amazing, and now I'm aiming for 100. So the whole point of this podcast is going to be this part of my next 50 years. So I firmly believe in you don't just get in the car and leave your house and not know where you're going. I feel you need to have, and do some people do that? Yeah. But I believe in, you have to set goals to achieve them. And if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know when you get there? I used to never have goals, and I have become very task and goal oriented, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, because I've learned how much, how important it is, internally even, for me to have goals. So achieving goals, so setting them and writing them, putting them out there in public, whatever you're going to do, plays a significant role in boosting those natural feel-good chemicals, which are something that because of my decades of trauma have been decreased. So setting these goals really helps kind of with the dopamine, the serotonin, the oxytocin. So this is my thing. And so I kind of want to just put them out there on this podcast. I'm going to put them in my blog, because at the end of the day, sharing your goals publicly adds another layer of accountability and transparency. So there's a lot of people who do not understand why I stay home so much, why I am always busy. And I think that people just think that I say that just blowing them off, but I truly am constantly working on myself, constantly working on my brain, constantly researching, reading. And really a lot of it is just self-preservation and protection. And so I really just want to kind of talk about these goals and putting them out there. So one, writing down goals is a powerful step. It helps you achieve personal growth, and it helps you create the life that you want. So every day, So I have like on my refrigerator each week, like I have like this weekly board, and I write down all the things that I need to do during the week. So that's number one. Because I love, and I don't have to do them like on the day that I have them listed, but like there is something about seeing those things and crossing them off. So I have daily goals, weekly goals, I do annual goals, and then I do kind of like 5 and 10-year goals. This is what these are. So I have 3 sheets of paper that have all of my goals in detail written down. So the other thing that I do is I have these 2 apps on my phone that one is like this reminders app, and then this other one is like streaks. They give me like my daily things, and there is just something about being able to like check them off. I have this book here on my bookshelf that's called Dopamine Nation right here, and it talks about like how in this world we live in today, everybody is like wants to, if you receive a text, people want answers right away. Like everybody wants everything instantly. And we've become addicted to that. And so like I just don't like, I am not one of those people that sit down and if somebody email, like I'm probably the opposite. I try to get on my phone at most once a day. I can go like a whole week and not get on my computer or check my emails. Like I don't want to be a slave to that, but improve like personal goals, taking care of my house and my girls, like those things I'll do daily. Because at the end of the day, how many people truly would miss me a week from now? You know what I mean? Like I'm very careful about where I place my time in investments because there's so many things that want my time. And I think that that's one of those things that we do that has so many people like feeling like they're in this rat race and that they have no time and that, they can't rest and they can't take care of themselves is because like they're always trying to please everybody. I just don't. So these are my 5 10-year goals. But they're kind of like what I'm going to start today as in my 51st birthday. So number 1 is going to be deepen my spiritual awakening. So I have really kind of dug deep into my relationship with God. I think that there is something about having doctors tell you that you won't see 50, that we don't know why you're alive, like you should have died that night, blah, blah, blah. That kind of really puts life in perspective. And not just that, but like the things that happen in this world, the beauty when you like put these little seeds in the ground and you have a garden, and just like there are so many like beautiful things, and God's hand is in all of it. And I know some people don't believe in God, and that is where like I try to always, as I speak, like every survivor, every person has the right to believe what they want. I believe in, in faith, in God, and in that, I'm a temple, and that the light of Jesus is in me, and I house the Spirit. I just believe that, and I really want to kind of dig in that. So I really want to commit to immersing myself in His Word and allowing it to guide my path. Like I just really want to stay attuned and focus on my divine purpose. Like what is my kingdom purpose? And I think that that is part of why I'm doing this like why I'm sharing my journey about brain injury and in healing from trauma and living healthy and focusing on wellness. And that's just one of those things. And I really want to prioritize. So number 2 is prioritize my total body wellness. This is a rough one for me. So this will probably be harder if you are not watching this on social media and YouTube, if you're just listening to it. But like I have noticed that like the underarm, like, I was almost 100 pounds. Actually, I was over 100 pounds heavier. I weighed myself this morning and I was 165. Um, so which was a goal for me for like the last couple of years to stay between 165 and 170. I've done that. But like I've lost the weight and I've maintained, kind of the wellness, but like I've lost some of my lean muscle mass, my strength, my flexibility. Like I'm not as flexible as I used to be. So I really want to work on kind of like I'm already starting to notice like opening up jars and those things. And I, got this stuff underneath my neck, on my arm, on the insides of my thighs. I'm getting like I'm flabby and I've lost a lot of muscle mass. And that really bothers me because like I'm 50. I'm 51 today. In like strength, like, I want to be able to open up that jar that I need to open up when I'm 70 and 80. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to see 100. And I'm putting that out there because I hope that this is around in 50 years. And so people will be like, oh, she told us she would see 100. But so I really want to work on kind of just my brain health part. Like, I've posting some videos today on my social media platforms of kind of like where I am in brain health. Like I still have work to do. So I really want to work on, kind of the brain health and that type of stuff, building my strength, increasing my muscle mass, and in really just improving my flexibility. So I have put on my little phone for some of my stuff. I'm going to be doing daily rebounding. I'm going to be doing daily stretching, and then like I'm going to kind of switch between strengthening and cardio. But I am going to commit to doing at least 20 minutes of exercise every single day on top of my stretching and rebounding. I do the rebounding for like mostly to keep my pathways, my drainage pathways open. I'm kind of helping that lymphatic system and just kind of getting all that out of my body, because I feel like we just are constantly around environmental, junk. So goal 3 is embracing self. This, this is part of my brain injury. Sometimes things just don't come out the way they should. Sustainability. So I really, so I did a big garden this year. I had some epic fails. It was horrible. I had some really good things. I feel like it was like 50-50. I had some like too much of some things and not enough of others. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to kind of really grow more in my gardening, focus on the things that I can do well instead of like kind of spreading myself too thin. Like there is nothing wrong with buying from local farmers market and using that stuff to can and freeze. So I'm going to pick my battles. I'm going to add, I want to start adding my own strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and I want to start adding a couple fruit trees. I love making homemade jam, being able to have fresh fruit and that type of stuff. So that's going to be a big thing. I also really want to work more on incorporating like homemade from scratch fruit preparation, so baking and dehydrating. I am going to, on Wednesday, start making my own gluten-free sourdough starter from scratch. So that's going to be interesting. I really want to start making my own crackers, my own pizza crust, my own bread. Like, I am just really loving the idea of just going back to like kind of life that my like great grandma lived and stuff like that, like the baking and all of that. I love that. It is, again, it's that dopamine, oxytocin, endorphins. Like there's just something about going out and doing the work. One, it's so good to be outside, the grounding, being able to make something out of, plant these little seeds and to see the growth and being able to harvest that and have a whole freezer full so that you can sustain yourself through the winter. So that is my goal 3. So I have 10 of them. Goal 4 is to be present and embrace simplicity. I seem to always be busy when I'm at home. I really want to start taking time to just kind of be present with my girls and my family and spending time with those that I love and giving them individual attention and time. And I also really want to start traveling more, spend time in nature and kind of just really enjoy the simple things of life. So I am hoping that in year 51, we can get a camper, an RV, and a van. I want to start traveling with the girls, especially when I do my speaking. And I just want to start visiting like some of the national parks. Like America has so much beauty. And I want to start seeing that. And like just even here in Ohio, there is so much, there's just beautiful things to go see. So taking those little weekend trips and that. So I really want to start focusing on that this year. 5, I want to write and publish my book. So I have had a book fairly finished. However, it was completed with the wrong heart and the wrong lens of my view on life. I wrote it in a place of victimhood. I would say things like all men, and just like you can just tell that I was in a place of like the emotional brain instead of the rational brain. So I was still very much stuck in my limbic system was not healthy. And so I want to be able to kind of rewrite it in the lens of what I am now, where I'm a very objective and being able to look back. I used to speak and train and never talk about, I guess I won't say never, rarely talk about men being victims, focusing on women being abusers, and just like the whole view that I had on things very much seemed like I had a chip on my shoulder. And I did. I was trying to punish everyone with the pain that I had. And I think that we do often, a lot of people do that. I think that a lot of their comments on social media, the way that they view the world, the way they view people is from an emotional brain and not a rational brain. And I want my book to reflect a heart of Jesus and just kind of be a place that people can come and not feel that they are reading a book of happiness. So that is going to be a big task for me to get done. I really want to get that done in year 2024 and 2025. So goal 6 is to build a community of support. If you have ever heard kind of like my whole story, I found the brain injury community on Facebook and reached out to a woman named Amy, and that is kind of how I found functional neurology, which led me to being able to be where I am now and healing. And I learned so much about brain injury before I was diagnosed because people were sharing their stories, and I want to be kind of a resource like that, to be a place of community support for those who are kind of focusing on resolving like years of trauma, childhood trauma, and being able to be focused on total body wellness. So I really want to kind of just be that place where people can find encouragement in their own journey of healing and wellness. I want to be a place where people can focus on their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And so that's my goal 6. Number 7 is to enhance my environmental surroundings by unplugging. I really need to work on this. I just really want to create a more peaceful and life-giving environment by intentionally disconnecting. I have been really good about this, but I feel like I kind of am on a roller coaster with this. So being able to disconnect from electronic, social media, news outlets, because they just drain your energy. I want to stay away from people and things that do not align with the truth that I believe in and personal growth. And I just really want to stop spending so much time in giving space to things that drain energy and that don't support well-being. I just and picking my battles. There's some stuff, there's always the people who just are always negative. And I often try to let them see another side of life. And I realize that you can't get people to learn if they don't want to. People can't see the truth if they're not willing to look for it. And I just I just am going to spend time with people who values and stuff align with mine. And I know that people will often say you need to expose yourself. No, you don't. No, you don't. You can go out and you can be around people. You can pray for them. You can bless them. But that does not mean that you have to spend a lot of time with them. And I won't. So that is my 7. I just, from a world full of people who have anxiety and depression and feel like life has, so let me say this. In one of my trainings recently, I asked how many people daily feel joy and happiness and inspiration, and nobody raised their hand. Life is amazing. There is beautiful. Right now, as I'm recording this podcast, outside of my window is birds chirping. The sun is beaming, and the leaves are changing, and there's so much beauty, but it's only there if you're willing to see it. And I can't imagine. And the sad part was I was there. I was that person. And I look back and I'm like, I don't even remember that life. I don't even I just think, what did I do to get myself there? And I just want to inspire other people to get out of that and see I think that comes with changing your heart. And I honestly think that a big part of changing my heart was getting rooted in my faith and truth. Anyways, I should probably get off my soapbox. Um, but yeah, I really want to kind of just focus on that. So I want to remove the toxins and simplify my life. So the other thing that I want to do is I have been really good over the last couple of years about like kind of making my own soap. Just like I don't wear makeup unless I absolutely have to. I don't want that on my body. Like I just do very holistic, natural stuff. I don't take medicines. I will take some supplements, but I try very hard to take all natural stuff. I avoid processed food, harmful chemicals, and I just really try to keep a cleaner, healthier space. Again, that is me being committed to the areas of well-being and wellness that I try so hard to stay focused on. So that is my goal 8. Goal 9 is to create a new stream of income and focus on financial wellness. So there are areas of wellness that I think that you need to keep balanced. And so I'm a paramedic, like I'm 51. I don't want to be, I just cannot see myself at 16 being able to lift some of these 300, 400, 500-pound people. I live in a rural area. I work in a rural area where our ditches can swallow semis. I don't want to see myself at 60 years old getting up at 2 a.m. and crawling into a ditch to get the person out of a ditch that has 2 feet of freezing water in the snow. Like, no, I just don't want to do it. And so I really kind of want to focus on kind of building that. Like I want to build my speaking. I want to create that community. I want to get my book done, to start online programs where, do a health and wellness program. I do have my health and wellness life coaching. I want to start helping other people because the one thing that I'm learning as I go around and speak is that people can't afford to see functional neurologists. People can't afford to see holistic doctors. And a lot of it is knowledge. And so there's people who were just like me who really couldn't afford it. And they really just want to try to be their best. And they just need somebody to come alongside and support them. And number 10 is to be a truth seeker rooted in faith. I am one of those people that, and sorry, Mila's barking, but I really want to continue to be a truth seeker. This world has 2 sides. There is good and there is evil. I firmly believe that evil will try to lure us away from the good. And I think that the powers that be often are deceptive, and I think that they don't want the best for us. So I am going to focus on being rooted in my faith, wear my armor of God every day, stay vigilant, and stay grounded in my faith. I get called a conspiracy theorist all the time. People, give me labels. I don't care. There's not one of those people that I would trade lives with. And so there you go. And I think that's part of my whole courageous journey, being able to be who I am authentically. And, I used to want to watch my analytics. There's times where I don't get any downloads. It's okay. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, my value, my purpose, my life is absolutely not gauged on how many likes or listens or downloads that I get on any of my social media platforms. It's the people that I see in person every day that can see the light of Jesus in me. It's loving people and meeting people where they are, regardless of what I think about them. It's the people who at 2 a.m. are drunk and they just have had a rough life and nobody bestows just a little compassion on them. It's giving those people the extra time and space. It's just being able to truly just give guidance, encouragement to people and be willing to love them like God commanded us to love people and to never throw stones because we all have sin. And that's just really important to me. So this is my my 10 goals for, I would say, probably at least the next 5 years. I'm really focused on it. I am excited about where things can go from here now that I broke free from that. Like, I don't even know what I would call it, but like this place in me wondered if I would see 51. And now I'm here. Like, I have nothing to lose. Like, but I have my eyes focused on 100. So there's this story that made around social media. I think it's been in the last year, maybe at least the last 2 years, about this woman who went skydiving at 104 years old. Like, I want to be that person. I want to be that person who at 100 has my mind sharply intact and like I want to do a half marathon or go skydiving or rappelling or something like that. And like I want to be that person. Like my eyes are focused on that. And like I want to be that person who for my 100th birthday like hands a bunch of stuff and gives it to all my great grandkids or donates it to the church or whatever. Again, like life has like there is so much peace and joy and beauty in this world. I just like I just have to find out like how do you get other people to see that? How do you get people to just see that anything is possible if you can just envision it and work hard for it? Like have your eyes focused on it. And I guess that's probably the first place is to start with my goals is how do I help others feel and see life for all its possibilities? Because life is so good and you can't get on social media without seeing all the doomsday. Life is so horrible and we're being lied to and what a horrible way to live. So anyways, thank you for coming along. I hope that some of you will keep me honest on these goals, come along and support me. My friend Carrie, who I do a lot of my podcast in our work with trauma with, I am going to pop on her today to see if she will do some goals of her own and we help keep each other accountable. Having an accountability partner is important. But if you want to join in this and do goals or you want someone to come alongside you, hey, reach out to me at paula@thecourageoussurvivor.com or just on any of my social media platforms. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Be blessed and know that life holds so much possibilities. You just have to be able to see it for all of the good things in life. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.